Michaela and Spaceman woke around sunrise, breakfasted surreptitiously so as to not alarm any partygoers with Spaceman's swelling head, then packed up and hit the road. Michaela was still upset that Yggdrasil had refused to share the Cinna and didn't say much. Spaceman was humming happily to himself, for no apparent reason. As the lumbering humanoid alien galumphing through various anime theme songs he had memorized with surprising accuracy, Michaela began to question herself. She was usually very quick to embrace new things, people, and experiences, but at the same time she trusted Yggdrasil. Yiggy got a vibe bad enough for her to prohibit them from the Cinna. That was concerning. At the crossroads again, Michaela pulled the 500cc Honda Goldwing motorcycle off to the side of the road. She flipped the kickstand, unhelmeted herself, and shouted to the spaceman, "I'm going to go find a rock." Spaceman didn't quite understand, but he just smiled and waved as she became smaller and smaller, eventually disappearing behind a giant rock. The spaceman, his humanoid face just a little too off to be human, looked around and reached into his pocket, uncovering a cylindrical-shaped can of Cinna glistening with droplets of condensed water. He quickly popped the top, put the can to his lips, and chugged it. His face puffed up egregiously, then returned to normal size. He belched loudly, crunching the can with the surprising strength of this left hand, and shoved it into his spacesuit pocket. "I will look you up. I will hunt you down. No, you're not going to get away from me," he warbled. Michaela had approached by now. Hearing him, she laughed affectionately. Surely this off-key singing alien was not as harmful as he looked. They sped away again. Halfway back to Movie Town, Spaceman launched into another surprisingly accurate anime theme song. He was bellowing loudly, and Michaela looked back at him quickly. His singing was sounding more and more unhinged, and he kept on saying, "I am the hero in a Japanese animation," which bothered her still because she already explained for Heth. It was called anime. But that wasn't the only reason she was concerned. Not only was the spaceman's singing getting progressively awful, he was starting to sing faster and faster with the excitement of a fledgling Cinna drinker. This energy drink sometimes gave spiritual insights to those who drank it, but those who weren't ready for it would get extremely hyper at first. He was getting extremely hyper. With every emphasis of syllable form, the spaceman would slap his knees, and it was getting progressively harder. Me and Michaela shouted, "Cut it out," but he ignored her. He transitioned a new song now, saying, "I do what I like, riding on my motorcycle." His chorus became more loud and depraved until Michaela had enough. She pulled over, ripped off her helmet. "Okay, get off! We're gonna have a talk." The spaceman hopped off, inappropriately gleeful. "If you want to ride, you gotta be cool. Not only is your slapping annoying, it's dangerous, dude. I'm driving, and you're gonna make me wreck. Now, if you want to ride, back, sit down and relax." There was an awkward silence where the spaceman tried to stifle a laugh. In one terrible instant that Michaela would replay in her mind over and over. After the fact, the spaceman rushed past her, laughing, knocking her over with his excitement and bulk, jumped onto the bike, gunned it, and sped away, screaming inane. Made-up lyrics, leaving Michaela in dust, spewing curses she reserves for only her worst enemies.